Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson and Fox News have released a lot of footage that alters the reality of or it alters the image, the narrative, and shows the reality of what happened that day. It was a chaotic day full of mayhem, and I condemn what took place. Okay? I also condemn $1 to $2 billion in property damage, although I support the cause of why people peacefully demonstrated that summer. I do support the cause of why people peacefully demonstrated that summer. But according to Wikipedia, you had $1 to $2 billion in property damage, 14,000 arrests, and 19 lives lost without one tear shed by Adam Kinzinger or Liz Cheney. So you have to ask yourself why there wasn't a panel for an entire summer with curfews in every major city and chaos and mayhem. But the January committee did not show all the footage. You can go to Tucker Carlson and Fox News. You can go to their channel right now and see the footage. It's all over Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. You can see a whole lot of surveillance video footage that shows the narrative is completely different. One example is one of the most famous people there arrested. He came in with a costume, and so I'm not going to give you the name, but you know the name that he's been given by media, and it was like an outlandish costume, and so he was escorted by police. There were like 9 police officers in one video clip. 9 officers. You had a number of demonstrators escorted by police slowly walking around, and this is why you had one person acquitted. The video footage showed that he was let in. This is months back. So you have a person actually acquitted. But they want you to believe that every single person there was trying to upend democracy and devour everything good in the known universe because Trump told them to do so. Trump used the words peacefully and patriotically. Okay? Trump used the word peacefully. He did not tell people to commit crimes. If people did commit crimes, that was their decision, unfortunately, to do so. A lot of people didn't realize what was going on, in large part because if you look at the Tucker Carlson footage, people didn't really understand. I think a lot of people didn't really comprehend that they weren't allowed to be in that building. If you look at what took place, you have video of possible operatives. You have, well, that's a whole other story. So you have one of the most famous, alleged operatives who committed perjury, lied under oath. By the way, I'll have a live stream at around 8 p.m. We'll talk about this at 8 p.m. Pacific tonight, which is going to be probably in a couple minutes after you watch this. The link will be below in the pinned comment. What took place, ladies and gentlemen, you have one person who lost her life there. According to Tucker Carlson, she should be alive today, and there was no justification for her life being taken by an officer there. She was unarmed. You have a lot of video footage showing that people were just walking around escorted by officers. This is not what Kinzinger cried about. This is not what the January committee condemned Trump. This is not what led to the January committee condemning Trump and trying to accuse him of overthrowing democracy. The reality, and hit subscribe to this channel if you want to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Go to hagoodman.com and become part of a newsletter there. What took place, ladies and gentlemen, was a chaotic day, a terrible day. It was not what Kinzinger and Cheney and the Democratic Party painted it out to be. There was a lot of confusion. There were things that made no sense at all. Barricades that were supposed to have been put up were taken down. Nobody really understands why they were taken down. Um, there were people acting very strange, according to Tucker Carlson, but he didn't show those people because he didn't want to accuse anyone innocent of being part of something, nefarious. But you do have images, like I said. One image of a person who did testify, who stated that he was no longer there after a specific time, but he was there, looking like he was inciting and you know kind of riling up people. But it wasn't what you were told the past year. And what took place was, according to CNN, if you use CNN's logic, of the people who were in DC that day, it was mostly peaceful, according to CNN. Because what CNN did routinely every single day was they would look at the aggregate number of people. And if, for example, a building was torched in front, right behind a journalist, where you had a building in flames, CNN would say it was fiery but mostly peaceful. And you can't make this up. The same people who say that Trump lies are the greatest liars. They are the most deceitful liars in American history. The people who pontificate and preach and condemn and give sermons about Trump almost never tell the truth about a major event. What they'll do is they'll tell a portion of the truth and they'll lie by omission. Lying by omission is a lie. If you lie about, if you give only 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70% of the truth, and you hold back exculpatory evidence or video footage or information that could completely change one's viewpoint, well, then you've lied. You lie by omission. Okay. And MSNBC, CNN, Fox News does it too, but nothing like MSNBC and CNN and late night and Twitter before Elon Musk. It's a public relations machine. The Washington Post, Times, fact-checking organizations, they lie by omission all the time. And so oftentimes Trump will say something that is categorically true. They'll focus on the semantics of one word and they'll ignore what's actually true, what he's saying. But you look at the video footage tonight, it's completely a game-changing moment. They now are on the defensive because even the most ardent, passionate, loyal, obedient, fanatical Democrat has to look at the video footage from Tucker Carlson and say, okay, it wasn't deranged maniac Trumpers trying to take over and overthrow the government. That never happened. What took place was a terrible day. Oh, the Josh Hawley they showed running, and then they showed the January committee laughing. Well, everybody was being escorted out. What they did was they only focused on Josh Hawley. So, I mean, there's so many things within. You have to watch the video footage. I wouldn't do it justice just showing a couple of clips. So you have to watch it. It's on Fox News, and it's part of American history, just like the January Committee, just like all the people that try to equate this with Pearl Harbor or, God forbid, other terrible moments, terrible days in American history. This is nothing compared. What took place was a terrible, terrible day. It was not equivalent to September of 20 years ago, 22 years ago now, or Pearl Harbor or the Battle of Antietam. This is a completely different ballgame where Democrats have lied to you, even though it was a terrible day. And I do agree with Democrats on that it was a terrible day. But Trump did not tell anybody to commit a crime, and he used the word peaceful. He said, "Go and peaceful." And by the way, we found out tonight. I don't think anyone really knew this. They were allowed to be in front of the Capitol because they had the permit to do so. I didn't know that. Of course, Democrats weren't going to tell you that. Hit subscribe. Be in the live stream tonight at like what 8 o'clock. I'll be there. I'll be at the live stream below in the pinned comment at 8 p.m. Pacific. Thanks everybody.